Howdy, y'all. Welcome to EarthX. Happy Earth Day. If anybody hasn't wished you happy Earth Day, I want to be the first one. Thank you all for coming. We got a great event all day long today. I'm going to give you a little bit of rundown. So this morning, we're going to be all about youth. The youth is the future of Rotary. I think I've been in 4 continents, about 25 countries in the last few years, meeting with Rotarians and clubs on environmental programs. I've been a Rotarian for over 15 years, and I've been to the President Electric training seminars for the last 13. The one thing that they say behind the room every day is, we need younger members. And I go, yay-ha. What are you doing about it? Well, we have this great barbecue we've been doing for 25 years. We raise money for polio. We do a lot of great things. So what are you doing to attract youth? That's the most important thing. There's one common denominator in every club I go to that is flourishing. They have environmental programs and projects, hands down. The ones that don't have declining. The ones that do have increasing. So today, this morning, we're going to basically talk about 2 elements of Rotary and youth. Interact, which is high school kids. There can be 2 types of Interact clubs. There can be a community club, or there can be a school club. Traditionally, we've always been school clubs. That limits you to 1 school, 1 leader, and 1 set of people. Our club in 2026 is going to announce a global Interact club where we'll be more project-based. So if you're in Kathmandu, India, Singapore, Thailand, we can all meet and work together. A lot of our problems we're not solving because we have too many silos. Everybody's doing something, but no one's talking together. So what you're going to see a theme here, and I would always call it the method to my madness, is how do we pull everything together? So we have, and I'm going to give Zachary Weaver and Don Bender some props on this. During COVID, we were all kind of locked up and had not a lot to do. So we came up with the 4-7-8-17 program for projects and anything we do. Everybody in Rotary knows the 4-way test. We say it at the beginning or the ending of every meeting. So Rotarians, let's do it. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, number 3, number 4. I love it when I don't have to coach anybody. Okay, so Rotary had 6 areas of focus up until 2019. I was in I think the Seoul, Korea International Convention. I think that was 13, 14, give or take. And we were trying really, really hard to get the environment as the 7th area of focus. So years and years later, in 2019, we finally got it. So we had to change all our logos and everything. But it allows us to use the environment for district grants and global grants. So we'll go a lot in more of that this afternoon. We've got a great organization called Give Power. They'll be speaking later today with solar panels and desalination and water, all kinds of wonderful things. Want to make sure you do that. We have a lot of people that'll be speaking this afternoon about projects we're doing. And so we'll throughout the day, you're going to hear a lot of amazing things. But let's go back to youth. How do we get more youth in Rotary? And I had the privilege of speaking to 2 people I'd never met before in the last 2 weeks. They both met their husbands or wives on a Rotary study program 30 or 40 years ago. And I go, this is a story. Unfortunately, I think she's still stuck in traffic. Cristina, still stuck in traffic. So we'll tell her story a little later today. She's a rock star Rotarian, assistant governor, I believe, that does so much. She's like the Energizer Bunny of Dallas. But the first thing we want to do is to get started this morning is that you'll see some young adults over here, they're about ready to do a workshop. We did a workshop yesterday, and it's labeled Sea to Sky Solutions Sustainable Tiny Homes Competition. It's run through an amazing Rotarian, and she's going to come up next and tell you a little bit about it. She's with Independence Gardens, Girls Save the World, and many, many other things. But for right now, I'm just going to introduce you to somebody who's worked harder than me on this for the last 6 to 8 weeks and probably 5 years. Chonnie Richey.
Okay. Woo. All right. Okay. I need a little bit more energy this morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So what are we doing today, girls? What are we trending today? I cannot hear you. Fantastic. First of all, thank you so much for having me. My name is Chonnie Richey, and I am privileged to be the founder of Independence Gardens. We are a local nonprofit based here in North Texas, and our overall mission is to ensure kids in schools and communities have access to fresh food. Since 2013, we have directly impacted over 10,000 elementary students alone with our programming. And what that means is we're basically putting the option of having elementary school kids grow their own food. I am part of 5790 here in North Texas, and one of our main goals is to ensure food insecurity is eliminated in our district. And one of the things that we do specifically is we put in hydroponic towers and cooking programs in schools specifically. This year alone, this past March, actually, we impacted over 800 kids in one day alone with that cooking program. I am very excited. When I met Steve last year at EarthX and I spoke about our hydroponic or beanstalk project, it was really about teaching kids sustainable fresh food access and what does that look like. By 2050 alone, the population globally is going to be 9.7 billion, and water is decreasing, okay? The math doesn't add up. The new currency, you guys, is going to be water. And so how are we going to feed that population? And that kind of when the challenge came in is that who are the change makers that we could do today? Right? Who can do that? And so I have had the privilege in the last 5 years to not only coach middle and high school girls, specifically in leadership, but really equip and empower them with leadership and STEAM opportunities. So Girls Save the World came about as a chance to not only introduce the amazing ideas these girls have, but I'm going to be speaking at 11 o'clock today, and I'm going to let you know what is the solution to climate change. It's those amazing girls sitting there. So today, they're doing a program called Girls Save the World. Girls Save the World is a 5-week leadership program where the end result is a prototype contest. We have been really blessed with the partnership with Sea to Sky Solutions, our Rotary Club, Dallas Makerspace. James Henningsen with Dallas Makerspace is here. If you don't know what that is, you need to check it out. I like to kind of say it's the adult playground, right? If you want to, if you're interested in making a sword, they have a blacksmith shop, you guys. Go check them out. But what we decided to do was, how do we turn food waste into food access? Because 1.7 billion of school lunch is actually thrown in the trash, yet 23 million kids are going home hungry. Again, the math does not add up. So when we partnered with organizations locally, we're a very collaborative organization. We connected with Operation Tiny House, and they're also based here in North Texas. And what they do is they build tiny houses for veterans, and that's a really big passion that I know Steve had specifically. And it was just a great opportunity to really combine all of those. And then plus, we have a really great partner in ARCMAT, and ARCMAT is one of our amazing resource that the kids are going to get introduced to today. And not only are they providing opportunities with the sustainable products globally, but they are going to be giving them a year-long mentorship program through their platform. And I haven't even announced that. I didn't announce that yesterday. But here's what they're doing today. And you're actually going to see a little bit of what they did April 6th. What you're going to see today is we're going to introduce a challenge for them. So I need at least one person from every team to come up to grab your challenge today, and I am going to have you read it. So here's the Girls Save the World Challenge for day 2 at EarthX. Come on. We have no time. We have less than 4 hours. Girls, let's do it. All right, so here is the challenge. Welcome to EarthX, first of all. Welcome. So here is the challenge for today. You are going to design a mobile. What does that mean? Moving, right? Mobile tiny house with sustainability features, and one of those features must turn food waste into food access to the person or people living in it. It's slightly different than what you guys did, because here's what else that needs to be on there. Here are the requirements. First of all, the tiny house must be able to move to different places. It cannot be static. Second, off the grid. How can your house work without needing things like plumbing, electricity, while still keeping your resident comfortable and safe? Third, your prototype that you're creating today must be 18 by 18 inches, okay? Fourth, you have to sketch it. I want you to include a drawing of your design that shows your thinking and planning process. The special materials that are featured in your mobile home, explain how you use them and what benefits they provide in your presentation. You must pick 2 items that ArchiMat provided today and utilize it and speak about it in your presentation today, okay? And then last, this is the key. You have to know your resident. We are giving you guys a persona today, meaning that this is a made-up resident, but make sure your tiny house fit their needs and explain how in your presentation. So I'm gonna give you guys a folder, and I want you to open it. And each of it, there's going to be a persona. I want you to read your persona out loud so people know specifically how and who you guys are doing this challenge for today. Go ahead and open it. Take your persona out. Okay, it's in the second page, the very last page. All right, okay, so Ainsley, read it out loud, okay? Really clear so everybody knows who your persona is.
James Rem Renerdez, age 39, location Colorado Springs, occupation required U.S. Army surgeon, peer support specialized, background veteran above knee occupation with IED in Afghanistan. Advocates for disabled vets. Lifestyle, independent lives with service dog, enjoys nature and woodworking. Goals, live affordably, stay mobile, connect with veteran community. Challenges, needs ADA complaint house, PTSD, lives on a fixed income. Tiny house benefits, accessible, mobile, off-grid, space for a dog. Quote, freedom doesn't have to mean big. For me, it is a place where I can call home on my own terms.
Thank you. And who's your persona?
Theory Nandar Ong. So Theory is 29 years old, and Nandar is 6 years old, and they live in Myanmar. Theory is a former teacher and now a volunteer, and her background is that her husband died in a cyclone, which destroyed their home, and now they're living in an aid camp. And they're focused on making sure that the daughter is safe, along with getting good education, and they're looking for volunteers for the community. Their goals are to ensure safety, stability, and return to work, and their challenges are grief, trauma, and scarce resources. The tiny home benefits should include storm-resistant, mobile, and safe learning living space. And the quote is, "This small home is more than a shelter. It's a chance to start again for both of us."
Perfect. Okay. Hi. Good morning, and welcome to EarthX. Who's your persona?
My resident is the Dalu community. Their location is northern Kenya. The community has 75 individuals of pastoralist heritage. Their background is that they were displaced by the drought and ethnic conflict, lost homes and livestock. Their lifestyle is very community-centered, cultural resilience, and semi-nomadic traditions. Their goals is stable shelter, preserved community, and access to services. Their challenges are their extreme climate, conflict zones, limited infrastructure. Tiny home benefits, modular, climate-resistant, cluster housing for families, and their quote is, "These homes bring more than shelter. They show our people that we have not been forgotten and that we can still move forward together."
Perfect. And last but not least,
Hi, our persona is Taylor and Jordan Mitchell. So Taylor is 26 and she's currently pregnant, and Jordan is 28 years old. They currently live in Wilmington, North Carolina, and Taylor is unemployed due to her pregnancy, and Jordan is also unemployed, but he's an auto mechanic, and they have been displaced by floods and currently living in a car with a baby due any day. Their lifestyle, they're a young committed couple preparing for the new baby, and their goals for this mobile home is safe delivery, restart careers, find a permanent home. But their challenges are unemployment, instability, and medical needs. The tiny home benefits they want is safe, climate-controlled shelter, mobile, and privacy. Their quote is, "We're not just starting over, we're starting a life. This tiny home gives us space to breathe, plan, and be a family."
perfect. Now, why did we do this time around? One of the reasons that we wanted to give them a persona is because sometimes we look at climate change in a global perspective, and it's so globally and not in a sense that we can feel it in a tangible way. What they're going to do now is in your presentation, you must reflect not only your persona, but the quote that they have, because these are personal to them. For us, we can talk about renewable energy, we can talk about the environment, we can talk about flooding, we can talk about food insecurity, but when we see that in the news, it's not very personal to us. But what you guys are going to do is you're going to put yourself in the shoes of individuals you will impact today. Leaders are not just words that we do not throw words like innovation, impact, leadership, just because we say we are leaders. For you to be active leaders, you have to actually do it and be impactful. That's what Rotary is all about. So you have roughly 3 or 4 hours. We want to see ideate, innovate, build, and your presentation. Each of you will be presenting this afternoon, and you will have 5 minutes to pitch your idea of the mobile house. Ready, set, go. So that is really what the idea is. So what you're going to see is now they're going to go to their teams and they're going to physically draw the design. We have mentors today from Archimet. We have mentors from Dallas Makerspace. We have mentors from Operation Tiny House that's going to be here. And if you want to go and see and what they're doing, absolutely. This is an interactive event. This is really programming that will absolutely interact members. And if you want a pathway to interact, this is it. And so this is an opportunity for them not to only be active Rotarians, but also a chance to be impactful in all of these global communities where Rotary is. So on behalf of Independence Gardens, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I will turn it over to Steve.
Let's have a round of applause for this. Amazing. I'll tell you, if this is our future is bright. Give these girls another round of applause and go girls! Okay, there's some of you guys in the room that might not be Rotarians, so I'm going to give you a little bit of how it works. We plan all of our officers and management 3 years out. So we have a president nominee, a president-elect, and then a president. So right now, and that also goes for district governors, AGs, everything. So we're very lucky today to have several district governors, some as far as Oregon, I understand. But what I'd like to do is introduce you this morning to a district governor nominee, which means she's been preparing to be a district governor for 2 years. She's working on her budgets, her plans, her events, her recruiting, everything. So she's got a very hard job. I'm not going to say it's not as hard as a district governor, because a district governor has to meet with every club, one meeting in 1 year. So you think 70, 80, 90 clubs, That's not a lot. Go eat a 3-course meal 70 times and you start getting a little fat. So the district governors are probably the hardest working people through Rotary. And so I'd like to bring up Mary. She's a district governor-elect of, and I don't have all of them memorized, 5810? Wow, got it.
Good morning.
Chuck. There you go. Stand in the center of the stage.
Got it. Good morning, everybody. Or should I say, I'm from Wisconsin, but I could say, hi, y'all. How does that sound? Natural? Probably not, right? Thank you for that introduction, Steve. The big deal about leading a district is you're helping, in this case, 60 clubs be successful. So it's a lot to think about, to put your arms around. And as he said, I've been working on this for a couple of years. I'm following an amazing district governor, Regina Edwards, who you'll hear from soon today. And her love is international service, but also she's very interested in environmental work as well. So I'm following her, and I'm hoping I can learn a lot today so that I can be successful in her stead. So I mentioned that we have 60 clubs. In the district that we're in, we actually span 8 counties in Texas. It's all North Texas. And we have about 2,450 members right now. And as Steve said, one of the big challenges is continuing to grow membership. So when you think about your friends and family, we end up getting our cousins, second cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody involved in Rotary so that our clubs can do projects and be successful. And our motto is, of course, service above self. So it all blends together. Just to tell you a little bit about our district was actually founded in 1911. And our oldest club is the Dallas Club, which was chartered in 1912. The Denison Club is next in 1916, and Waxahachie in 1917. Pretty amazing. So we've been around a long time. The district governor and the team, our job is to make sure that all these clubs are successful. So, and each club, as you can imagine, has its own personality. So our job when we go make all these visits that Regina is finishing up right now is not only to eat all those lunches, but also to find out what are the needs of the club and how can we help. In preparing to be district governor, just so you know, Rotary is really, really strong on training. They do some amazing training. And I've already attended 8 different events, 8 different training events since 2023. I was chosen in December of 2023. So, lot of things to think about when you're preparing, but it can be at times like drinking from a fire hose, but it's all out of love. And, you know, we have a district leadership team. So right now I'm putting my team together. I'm just about done. But I've got about 41 people on my team. Plus, Steve mentioned AGs. That's an assistant governor. An assistant governor takes 2 or 3 clubs or more and works with them one-on-one and goes to their meetings and attends their events. So their job is to be the eyes and ears for the governor and help those clubs be successful. So those constitute another 29 people. So we have almost 70 people or more running the district. So it's not one person, it's a team. I also wanted to mention one other thing. I'm wearing a pin today that says Unite for Good. That is the presidential message from RI President Mario Cesar for 25-26. And the basis behind this is the fact that membership, if we grow our membership, if we continue to stabilize and grow our membership, it's going to allow us to do more work and unite for good. The whole idea that Mario talked about was nobody lives forever. So, we have to plan to grow our clubs. We have to make sure that we've got younger folks joining our clubs to continue on. Second of all, as we grow our membership, like I said, the capacity to serve communities is that much stronger. And third, succession planning is critical. It really should be a core value. And there's no such thing as a stable club. We always want to be a growing club. So anyway, Mario's point was that Rotary, is made up of people of action. And they don't wait for change to happen. They make change happen. So my goal over the next year is to grow our membership, increase our donations to the foundation, and I'm also going to work on a leadership plan for our district to continue to have great leadership and grow our district. And have a great day, everybody, and happy Earth Day.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Thank you so much, Mary. And everybody who knows me, I say, part of my evil plan. My plan today is Mary is the district governor for next year. Let's meet with her, be very nice, and tell her how much we want to get environmental programs heavily involved with her district next year. And hopefully, the goal for our tiny homes, or actually for the Girls Save the World, the whole program, is to grow it nationally in the next few years. We're going to try to take it west to California next year in 25-26. So Rotary year starts July 1st. So when I say next year, that means July. Okay. Our next speaker is amazing. We talk about growing with Rotary, et cetera, et cetera. I've known Regina for a couple years now. She's worked with us. We did a pilot program on trees. You're going to hear about it a little later. Landfill reduction, et cetera, et cetera. Regina's got some great programs. She's going to actually be speaking this afternoon on those. But this morning is all focused about the kids or the young adults. So she's going to introduce some of the amazing programs that she's doing here in the district. So please welcome our current district governor, Regina Edwards.
Thank you. I got a mic.
Oh.
Hi, thank you. Can y'all hear me? So my name is Regina Edwards. I'm the current district governor of 5810. So we basically go from the Red River, the Oklahoma-Texas border, down to Waxahachie, DFW Airport on the west, and then Ennis and Terrell and all that on the east. So that's the North Texas area. Like Mary said, there's about 60 plus clubs. Plus we have all these great high school clubs. They're called Interact, and then we have the college age, which is Rotaract. And so I am really excited that I've worked with, especially our Interact clubs. And I'm a member of Carrollton Farmers Branch, and we have a couple Interact clubs. And both of my boys went through Interact, and I got to, even before that, work with them and work with RILA, which is a leadership camp that we send them to in the summer for a week. But I agree with everything they said earlier. I really think the students and bringing them up through Interact is the future of Rotary, is we get the kids involved in high school, show them what Rotary's about. I always tell the kids, a couple of them are here, every time I go to an Interact meeting or a Rotaract meeting, I always tell them, put it on your resume as Rotary International - so-and-so Interact. Because people will see that Rotary International first, because they are members of Rotary International. So we got to wrap our arms around them and encourage them. And they can be 40-year members, right? Like we want them to be. So I'm really proud to represent the North Texas area and welcome you guys to EarthX and to Earth Day today. And to start us off, I'm going to introduce from Newman Smith Interact Club, which is right north of here in Carrollton, is Alexandra Price. She's the president, and she's going to come share with you some of the projects that their Interact Club is participating in.
Thank you, Regina. Come on up. You guys gonna sit, or here's a mic? Just pass it on. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Alex, and I'm the president at the Newman Smith High School Interact Club.
My name is Zachary Smith, and I'm the secretary and historian.
Hi, I'm Sanjeev Sridharan, and I'm the vice president of the Newman Smith Interact Club.
Should I just start the speech? Okay. So as I said, so good morning, everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm so grateful for the chance to speak with you all today about something, Newman Smith Interact, and the incredible work we've been doing this year. When young souls come together, united by a common purpose, we can ignite positive change, not only in our own communities, but communities across the globe. That's what we aim to do at Interact. We aim to build something bigger than ourselves and create lasting impact. Today, I'm excited to walk you through the root of our club, our mission, the projects we've accomplished, and the community that we have developed this year. Interact is a space for students who believe that age doesn't define the ability to make a difference. It's a platform where young leaders come together and flourish. What makes Interact special is that we're not just meeting to discuss, we meet to act. Every one of our meetings is a catalyst for change, whether it's a small local project or an international initiative. Yeah. Next slide. We believe that leadership can never start too early, and that by serving others, we can grow into the leaders our world needs. Our mission is to bring together passionate young self-starters from different communities with the goal of making the world a better place. Every meeting is designed to invoke leadership, teamwork, fun, and of course, service above self. We understand that leadership is not a title, but an action, and we make sure that through our projects, we continue to learn, grow, inspire, and make an impact. I'm proud to share that over the last year, we've had the privilege of working on a variety of community service projects. For example, at our most recent meeting, 17 of our Interact students, as well as our club sponsor and Rotary 5810 District Governor, Regina Edwards, packed 22 boxes containing over 1,800 books for students in Honduras in a Rotary International Service project. I think we can all agree that books have the power to open doors, and our small contribution has the potential to create lasting change in those kids' lives. We have also packed notebooks, shoes, and books for kids in Costa Maya, Mexico, in our first service project of the year. This project made us realize how small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect. Something as simple as providing a notebook can empower students to learn and grow. That's what Interact is about, creating opportunities for others, no matter where they are in the world. This year, instead of only working on service projects as a team within our school, we decided to branch out and partner up with MetroCrest Services, an amazing local nonprofit, as many of you know, that helps individuals and families within our community. In this meeting, we got to tour MetroCrest Services, including their food pantry, hold our meeting in one of their conference rooms, and do our own service project in writing Christmas cards for local senior citizens. Hayden Austin, the Director of Development at MetroCrest, made this partnership possible. The rest of my leadership team and I actually met him through Camp Ryla, showing how Rotary sets up connections in so many different ways. Another one of our standout projects was in November when Raquel Orozco, a philanthropy associate at Stephen A. Cohen Military Clinic at MetroCare Services, came by to teach our group about MetroCare, and then allowed us to create creative cards for veterans, their families, and active duty service members. I love this project in its simplicity. A card for someone who has served in the military can be a tangible reminder. I dropped one of my sheets. Can be a tangible reminder that their service is appreciated. So I want to thank the Rotary District Governor, Regina Edwards, President Elizabeth Villafranca, and then the rest of my team, and my club sponsor, Sasha Merrier. And I want to thank you all for your time today. Thank you. Bro, I had a whole nother page.
We have one more awesome Interact Club to introduce you to. They're the Pioneer Technology and Arts Academy. They're located here in North Dallas, and they are a very new Interact Club, and they are going gangbusters. Anytime I need anything, I call up their sponsor, Margaret Silva, and they show up, and they're going to tell you about all their great projects. We have Richey, who's the Interact Vice President, and Nicole, who's the President, to share their projects with you today.
Hello, good morning. My name is Nicole Barman, and I'm the president of Interact.
And my name is Ricky Katz-Edowin, and I'm the vice president.
PTA Interact is unstoppable. That's the motto that drives our club. Throughout the year, we've taken part in many eco-friendly projects to help our community and our planet. Our club currently has 27 active members, and today we will talk about the many projects that we have taken a part of. To encourage greater participation within our school, we have a Harry Potter-style house system where different houses compete for points. This friendly competition helps motivate students to donate and participate in our service activities.
First, we hosted Water Wars. In Water Wars, each house competed to raise the most money. We teamed up with Rotary and to help send money to build wells in Roatan, Mexico. We asked students to donate their loose change, such as nickels, dimes, pennies, etc. In the end, we ended up raising $180 in the first year, and in the following year, we raised $120.
Secondly, we worked on our Gardens as a Service project by removing dead plants and reviving the soil. We watered the existing plants and propagated older ones to give new life. This year, we plan to continue this effort by hosting a dirt drive, where homeowners can donate leftover soil from their gardening projects. The donated soil will then be used in our school garden to further encourage healthy plant growth and sustainability.
Third, we hosted a suitcase drive, where people could donate gently used or new suitcases to help people in need. This project was a joint project with Prestonwood Rotary and Mosaics Family Services, which is an organization dedicated to help human trafficking victims, refugees, unaccompanied minors, and family violence survivors. In 2017, 322 women and children fled abusive relationships and sought safety at the Mosaics House. The motto for this drive is "Roll 'em out, move 'em forward."
In the past 2 weeks, we organized a shoe drive at our school that consisted of new and unused shoes. Each pair of shoes a student donated would earn them points for their house. The shoes were then collected and sorted and given to local charities. In total, we donated 184 pairs of shoes, and we are still currently collecting.
Each year, as much as 92 million tons of clothing end up in landfills. Only 20% of textiles are recycled. Outside of our school, we have a donation bin for gently worn clothes and shoes, where they're then sent to World Wear Project to raise funds and be reused. We also take part in cleaning out the lost and found every few months, allowing kids to take their choice of jackets, water bottles, shirts, pants, so they can have a new home and be reused and not placed in landfills.
Another project we worked on was collecting around 1,280 books. The books came in from sources including our school's library, as well as generous donations from students, teachers, and parents. After collecting the books, we sorted and packed them into boxes, and the books were then sent in a school in Mexico to help children learn English.
Hey, Nicole, what's your recycling bin's favorite workout?
I don't know. What is it?
The paper shredder. It's a real tearjerker. In the near future, we plan to initiate a school-wide recycling program. Our goal is to reduce waste, raise awareness, and create lasting habits that benefit both our school and the environment. Our school actively collects cardboard, wood, water bottles, and other recyclable materials as part of our effort to launch a school-wide recycling program and raise awareness about sustainability. These materials are then placed in the makerspace, where students can use the collected recyclable materials to make crafts.
Throughout the year, our members of Interact have worked towards making a meaningful impact with projects like Water Wars, our school gardens, donation bin, suitcase and shoe drive. We created a sense of community in our environment. Like this Thursday, we will be doing Earth Day activities in our community organization called Vocal Alcove. Each of these initiatives were powered by friendly competitions showing how collective actions create a more sustainable world. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd also like to shout out our club sponsor, Miss Margaret, for always being there, so thank you. And happy Earth Day, everyone.
So let me tell you a little bit about, I'm approached all the time, because I do a ton of projects Again, I've been in Ukraine last year, Czechoslovakia after the floods, dodging drones in Ukraine last year, fires in California, and there's so many organizations that come up to me and say, we want to be more involved with Rotary. Can you get me a meeting with Rotary International? Because I want to be more involved with Rotary. That's not how it works. Rotary is a bottom-up organization. So if you want to get anything done, you start at a club level. Then once it's successful, then you go to a district level. Then you take it up to a zone level, et cetera, et cetera. So fortunately, our club has done quite a few of those things where we've started. I didn't ask permission and I started an associate program. 2 years later, Rotary adopted it. We started a global service club. Now they're talking about doing project-based clubs. I had a conversation with the next speaker a few weeks ago about how both her grandparents were Rotarians, just a great story of history and family and passing it on. And for people that know me, sometimes I don't sleep well. So at 2 o'clock the next morning, I got up and I wrote the scope of a new program called Grow Your Own Rotarian. And it's about recruiting, have grandparents and parents bringing their students together for projects. So we've been doing that, I just didn't have the name. Because last year of our district conference, we have what we call a family membership, which is for $500, a mother and a child or a father and a child join together on a certain project. Last year we assembled 2 years ago, we assembled 300 prosthetic hands for children who'd lost their hands picking up landmines in Ukraine. I delivered them over. That's why it was one of the reasons I was in Ukraine, was teaching them how to put hands on children that have lost their hands. Another reason is a Minds Divines program. We're going to be honored to have Heidi Kuhn here this afternoon. Heidi has been honored by the past Pope, rest in peace. I don't know if you guys have known, he just recently passed away. She's also been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. So I'll be honoring her. I think she might even be giving me a bottle of wine from the vineyards we took the mines out of 2 years ago. But that's about 4:30, so make sure you come today. But back to the Grow Your Own Rotarian program, I want you guys to give a round of applause for a third-generation Rotarian, Cristina Todd.
Hello. Thank you. I'm excited to be here today. As Steve mentioned, I'm a third-generation Rotarian. My mom was actually an exchange student from Colombia who came to the States and stayed with my dad's family and secretly dated against all the rules. And I'm the product of Rotary. I've grown up with the four-way test as the examples and expectations within my home. And as a special education teacher, the four-way test are the only rules I need in my classroom. Because if you answer no to any of those things, then what you are doing is wrong. And so my experience growing up in Rotary has opened my eyes to what we as Rotarians can do to grow our organization. When you're thinking of membership for your clubs, you're thinking short-term. You're thinking, bring my coworker, bring my friend. But that isn't sustainability, and all of Rotary's projects are based on being sustainable, except our membership. When you're thinking about a club president, you think about someone with experience. So my question becomes, do you want the 30-year-old with 1 year of experience in Rotary to be your next president? Would you like the interactor with 15 years in Rotary, coming from high school, going through Rotary through their life? Or a Rotaractor who has maybe 12 years being in Rotary and knowing the foundation of what we're working towards? But I'll take it further. Working in an elementary school and bringing the four-way test into my classroom, I discovered that kids are actually very interested in making a difference in the world. They want to know that something that they do can have a greater impact. So what about the 10-year-old at an elementary school? If you volunteer at the school and you start introducing Rotary to that 10-year-old, when they're 30, that's 20 years of invested time and dedication into Rotary. And that is the person you want to be president of your club one day. And to get there, we have to grow our own Rotarians. So going to the elementary schools, you can start an early act. Not many people know what that is, but it is the unofficial Littles Club. And it doesn't really cost anything. You go have lunch with them, free. Do a clothing drive, free. You can collect crayons and markers, and the organizations pay for the shipping, free. Zero monetary investment, but the investment into your club has no value. Like, it is incredible. You are growing the next generation. But it's not just about that. It's about looking at your own families. Rotary is so important to us. We see the value in it, but we go to family dinners, and are we talking about it? Are you inviting your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, your own children to be a part of something that is so big in your life? Because this is your legacy. You are creating change in this world. You are creating your own legacy. But one day, what happens to your legacy? Who's going to carry it on? And that's what's so great about growing the next Rotarian, because you are passing that legacy on. And it is a huge honor and privilege for me to say that my grandfather's legacies are being carried on through me, because they have made so much change in the projects that they have done, and I get to continue making change. I get to continue pushing forward on that, and one day I too will pass on the legacy, and so on and so forth, because Rotary is incredible. Rotary can do so much. Rotary can change the world. But why are we just keeping it to ourselves? Why are we not thinking about the next generation? Why are we not looking at these kids that are so energetic and so exciting? And I mean, there's also like, go to sell tickets and you have the small child selling tickets. Who's going to say no? You want to put a flag in a front yard? Have the kid hold up the flyer and talk about why it's so important. Because no one really wants to say no to the cute little face. And they get to be a part of something big. They get to see how their tiny actions can have this global impact. And for a kid to be able to say that they collected some jeans and it got turned into a backpack, and now there's a village in Africa with backpacks, for a kid to be able to say that at 10, there aren't many adults that can say that. And that kind of impact lasts a lifetime, and that kind of investment pays back tenfold. So I encourage you to look at your own families, to look at your local schools, and to start growing your own Rotarians. Invest in the youth, and it will pay off in the end, because sustainability in Rotary is what we do. So ensure that your clubs are sustainable, ensure your legacy can be passed on, and find yourself a little Rotarian. Thank you.